Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. The World Health Organization has approved the widespread use of the first proven vaccine against malaria. The head of the WHO described it as an historic moment. Our correspondent in Geneva is Imogen Foulkes.
Malaria claims over 400,000 lives every year, more than half of them children under 5 in Africa. Although anti-malaria campaigns using insecticide-treated bed nets have had some success, progress to eradicate the disease appears to have stalled recently, with annual case numbers and deaths no longer declining. The vaccine, the first ever to be effective against a parasite, was trialled on 800,000 children in Ghana, Malawi and Kenya and showed a 30% reduction in severe malaria.
The White House has announced plans for President Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping to meet by video link before the end of the year. An agreement in principle for the summit was reached during in-person talks between senior Chinese and US officials in Switzerland on Wednesday. From Washington, here's Barbara Pletasher.
High-level talks between Chinese and U.S. officials have been acrimonious since President Biden took office. Tensions have risen over human rights issues and trade, and the administration has criticized China's aggressive posture towards Taiwan and Hong Kong. The Chinese have been unusually vocal about their anger at Washington's tough rhetoric and punitive actions. But a U.S. official described the 6 hours of in-depth talks in Zurich as respectful and constructive. They followed a phone call from Mr. Biden to Xi Jinping aimed at lowering the temperature and establishing guardrails for the growing contest between the two economic powers.
The UN Security Council has been told increasingly alarming accounts of hunger-related deaths are emerging from the Tigray region of Ethiopia. The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said humanitarian efforts were being crippled.
Some minor improvements that are welcome did not change the fundamental nature of the problem. Vital food supplies continue to be blocked, as are essential medicines and equipment. Humanitarian organizations continue to lack the cash they need to operate and to pay their staff. Access to electricity remains precarious. Millions of people are cut off from communication networks and vital services such as health care.
Mr. Guterres appealed to the Ethiopian government to allow the unhindered movement of desperately needed supplies to the region after nearly a year of conflict. NATO is expelling 8 members of Russia's mission to the alliance after describing them as undeclared Russian intelligence officers. An unnamed official is quoted as referring to malign Russian activities, including killings and espionage. Another official said NATO had strengthened its deterrence and defence in response to Moscow's aggressive actions. BBC News. The embattled head of the IMF has told its executive board that an investigation which accused her of pressuring World Bank staff to favour China was based on hearsay and innuendo. Kristalina Georgieva said she would never order the manipulation of data to favour a particular government. A British court has ruled Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, ordered the phones of his ex-wife and her lawyers to be hacked using the sophisticated Israeli-made Pegasus software. The court found it was part of a sustained campaign of intimidation against Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, who fled to England with their 2 children. The Sheikh, a friend of the British royal family, denied any knowledge of the hacking. Colombia has deployed 14,000 soldiers to a border province where rebel groups and criminal gangs have been fighting for control of drug trafficking and smuggling routes. The troops are part of a new military unit that will patrol the province of Norte de Santander on the Venezuelan border. Dissident Colombian rebels have attacked soldiers in the area in recent months. A European Union summit on the Western Balkans has ended with a renewed declaration of commitment to the region. But the European Commission President, Ursula von der Leyen, told the meeting in Slovenia there needed to be tangible progress on the integration of its nations.
The European Union is not complete without the Western Balkans. So my Commission will continue to do its utmost to advance the enlargement process and the region's EU integration. We want the Western Balkans in the European Union. There cannot be any doubt that our goal is enlargement.
Ms von der Leyen said Bulgaria's veto on Albania and North Macedonia joining was damaging the European Union's standing in the region. That's the latest world news from the BBC.